Before this video starts, I just want to apologize. I meant for it to just be me sitting in front of the camera talking, but there were lots of technical difficulties and I was only able to record the audio, so I'll just put it over some Overwatch gameplay for now, so there's something to look at least. But next time I do another video like this, I'll be sure to have it just be me sitting in front of the camera and talking to it. Once again, my apologies. Hope you still enjoy the video. What's up, gamers? At the time of recording this, we are officially 50 days away from the Lakers season. And if you don't know, I am a huge Lakers fan, always have been, always will be. I've been watching ever since I could understand basketball, and probably even before that. And huge Kobe fan. I think he's top 3 and potentially not even 3 of all time. But that's just my opinion. I won't go into that today. But we are 50 days away from the Lakers season. And I just have a couple of thoughts. I was just listening to some podcasts about different like soccer teams, football clubs from England, like in the Premier League, and it just got me thinking about the Lakers and how I think this is gonna be another mid-season. I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure this will be another mid-season unless there's drastic changes. We're going to finish anywhere from 8 to 12 with the growing Western Conference. We're going to win 40 to 50 games probably, and then we're going to lose in the first round. And we're going to blame it on either the coach or a player that doesn't show up like D'Lo in the playoffs, which it's been like that since 2021. I think we would have won that if we didn't get injured, but since 2020, we haven't really done much in the playoffs, and we're expected to. We're the Lakers. I know not every team can be held to that standard, but for me, the Lakers always have to be in contention. They have to have a chance to win a title. And that just goes into me thinking they had a pretty bad offseason. It was lackluster. There wasn't anything special about it. We did a couple things that I think were great, and then some things that I think were just not very good at all. And I'll get into them right now. I have notes on my right. If I keep looking this way, it's my notes on my iPad, just so, because I have a bunch of things that I want to talk about. But I think we'll finish somewhere in that 40 to 50 win if we stay with the team that we have right now. Just above 500 is my prediction. I'll make another video with my real predictions, my full predictions for Western and Eastern Conference, and with my playoff predictions and who's going to win the finals. But as of right now, I'm just going to kind of rant about the Lakers offseason, because the season will be here quicker than we know. It will be here. It's right around the corner, less than 2 months. We think that's a lot, but it's going to be here faster than we know it. And I'm just not prepared, or I have to be prepared for another mid-season, another season full of disappointments and performances where we should be better and we're just not. I'm going to keep up with the whole season. I'll document it for you guys, my feelings, my thoughts after pretty much every game that I get to watch. And then if we go into playoffs and make a run, whatever, if we make trades, I'm just going to cover all that. So stay tuned for everything Lakers coming on this channel also, along with all the gaming stuff that I do, but that's another story. Okay, so I've already said I don't think that we made any changes or significant continuations from last year or I don't think anyone will be significant enough to make a jump from last season that will put us in title contention. I think we can't compete with the Denvers. We can't compete with the Boston. We can't compete with even like the Thunder. I don't think we can compete with. We can't compete with the Timberwolves. Can't compete with the Mavericks. The Bucks even, I think. The Sixers now, I don't think we can compete with them. So I think we're just in like the second or third tier of teams right now. And that's so frustrating to say. But why I think this, based on our offseason, is because we didn't sign anyone. As the Lakers, we think, we're just going to go in at either the trade deadline or in the offseason, and we're going to get everyone that we think. DeMar DeRozan, you're a Laker. Jonas Valanciunas, you're a Laker. DeJounte Murray, Trae Young, you're a Laker. But it just doesn't happen like that. We struck out on everyone. We tried to test the waters with D'Lo's trade potential, and there just wasn't anything out there for him, which I don't blame them after the performance from the playoffs. I do think he had a really great regular season, but it almost means nothing. It doesn't mean nothing, but it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth seeing how he performed in the playoffs and some of those games against the Nuggets that he just kind of disappeared in. But we didn't do anything major in the offseason. I think we really needed a backup or another big. We can play AD at the 4. I don't know why we went away from that. We have to lean on our defense, which I'll talk about later. But we didn't get another big or a true 5, because AD can be a true 5 at times, but I know he likes to play. He's been vocal about it, that how he wants to play the 4, but statistically he might be better at the 5, but that takes away from a whole other side of his game that we could be unlocking by keeping him at the 4, like in the bubble, where he could operate in the mid-range, could hit the step back and hit the 3, but now he's more centered towards getting free throws, getting to the rim, putting pressure on defenses, and then being the center of our defensive end, on the defensive end, him being the anchor, which he can still be at the 4, but I think he has switchability also, but I think if he's not constantly having to guard Jokic or Embiid, and he can kind of be a help guy while someone else gets fouls or tries to like be a bruiser with them, then I feel like that can be so much better. But we didn't fulfill that need. We weren't able to get off D'Lo. I think things that we did do well were re-signing Max Christie. I think that he'll have to have a major role in this next season if we want to do anything special, even if we make trades. I think last year I really wanted him to be kind of in the rotation, solidified in the rotation, and play meaningful minutes every night, but we didn't do that. I don't know if that was Darvin Ham's decision or other people in the organization, or if he just didn't perform well in practice. But I think for me, the eye test and some of his stats, like his 3-point percentage, they show me that he can be an effective player and an impactful player if given the opportunity. So I think he needs to be utilized a lot more. We will need Austin Reeves to take another step. I think he's taken steps the last 2 years, but last year he wasn't as great, and that can be accounted for because he came off the bench for a little bit. He didn't really know his role under Darvin Ham and his system, and he did play all 82 games, which I'll give him that. He had the Iron Man season or whatever it's called. So I think he needs to step up as the third option. I know right now D'Lo is, but I think since we're looking to trade D'Lo actively, if we're not going to get a third star per se, someone who drops 20 plus a night alongside AD and LeBron, then we'll need Reeves to step into that 18 to 22 point per game role with 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He'll need to be a solidified third star in order for us to do good if we don't get like a DeMar DeRozan or a DeJounte Murray or someone of that nature. I don't think those two are the solutions, but I haven't really thought of that too much. I'll come back with another video with that. But we'll need Austin Reeves to step up. We'll need him to do a little bit more on the offensive end. We'll need him to get a little more physical on defense and be able to kind of... He's done good getting around screens and chasing around shooters, but I think on ball he'll need to be a little bit better and a little bit better in the help side. I know he takes a lot of charges, or tries to take a lot of charges, which is good. And then another one that will need to step up, or not step up, but just be put in the right positions, is Rui Hachimura. So with him, I think the biggest thing from last season is that we didn't utilize him correctly. We had him playing out of position. We had him playing the 4 and sometimes even the 5 when he's more naturally a 3 to 4. But we had him guarding like Jokic. We had him guarding all the centers if we went small. I think LeBron can do that because he showed in the Olympics and everything, and last year guarding Jokic in the playoffs, that he can do that. But I don't think that's where Rui can strive or can be the best, can excel the best at. I think he can guard the slower-footed 4s, or the slower-footed 3s, and the quicker-footed 4s, like the Cats, like even like Porzingis. I think he can guard because he's not too physical. But those kinds of players is what we should have Rui guarding, not Jokic, or he could just bully him and back him down. And then on offense, not limiting him to just a spot-up shooter or cutter off the ball. Get him in the low post or the high post. Let him attack off the wing into the mid-range. Get to his little jump stop in the middle of the paint, little fadeaway, little turnaround fadeaway, that kind of thing. And then play him as a spot-up shooter because I think he's been doing pretty well with that last season, but not forcing him to just fit that mold. He's not just a 3-and-D guy. He's a guy who can create off the dribble and can run in transition, which is another point. I think we need to play faster. Ham tried to make us play fast, but I don't know if he had the full support of the locker room or if he really had what it took to get everyone on the same page and have the IQ to run an offense based around our strengths. I think he did an all right job, but I think he was a better players coach than an X and O coach, which is where another thing in the offseason that I think we did well was the hiring of JJ Redick, who's going to be more of an analytical guy, more of a statistics guy, which he's already been vocal about and talked about in press conferences. He's looking at the numbers, which I'm a fan of. I'm a big numbers guy. Whenever I played, I would try to look for the best percentage shot and study film and look for where I can get to my spots and what favored me more. I didn't play at that high of a level. I played varsity high school, and that was the furthest I got. But I think under a more statistics-based X and O's, running sets, having a free-flowing, or not as much of a free-flowing offense will benefit us and our players. So I think that's another step in the right direction. That's why I don't see us falling out of playoff contention, even though we have the same roster as last year and most teams are getting better. I still think we're in playoff contention because of the steps that I think some of the players will take, like Max Christie, who I don't think I've talked about I talked about him a little bit. Max Christie will take. I think Rui will be put in better situations, and I think Reeves will take another jump. So I think all those three things, and the coach, and having Dalton Connect, who I think was a steal of the draft, can maybe be like an 8 to 12 point per game scorer in his first rookie year, similar to like a Jaime Jaquez type player who's ready out of college. I think all those things can keep us in playoff contention, even though we didn't make major moves. So, and also we'll get Vando back. Vando, one of the most elite perimeter defenders in the game right now. He can guard not 1 through 5, maybe like 1 through 4, like perfectly. He can chase small guards like John Morant, Steph Curry. He can chase them around. He can guard bigger wings like Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum and Brandon Ingram, those kinds of players. He can kind of do it all when it comes to 1 through 4. So that'll help a lot. But then I'm worried about our rotations. So I think our potential rotation should be as starters until we trade D'Lo. D'Lo has to start. Has to be D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, Rui, AD. And I know I'm saying I'm putting Rui kind of out of position, putting AD kind of out of position from what I've been saying earlier, but we don't have the pieces to put them where I think they should be. So until then, we keep D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, Rui, AD. The ones that got us to the Western Conference Finals that one year, or in 2020. When was it? 23? Yeah. So, and then off the bench, we have Gabe Vincent coming back. I think he can be a little spark plug. Him and I don't know who else. Like Bronny could crack the rotation just because it's Bronny, and I think he could be a solid backup point guard. So they'll battle for minutes. Gabe Vincent will probably have the benefit of the doubt because he's a little more established. Then we have Max Christie, who should take a huge role off the bench, kind of be like our sixth man. Then we have Dalton Connect, Vando off for defense, and then either Christian Wood, who said he's going to make a resurgence this year, which I'm really hoping he will. I thought when we signed him, that would be a great signing, but he didn't do too well. And then we have off like the third string kind of, Reddish, Bronny, and then Jackson Hayes, who they all can make an impact, but they just need to be put in the right spots and have the right moments where they're not asked to do too much and they can play free without worrying about being taken out or making a mistake. And I think that's the rotation that we should go with for the start of the season until we make a move. Now, with all this said, I know I've been negative and I've had a lot to say about the different players and the coaching style and what I think we can do better and how I think we're just going to fall from anywhere from 8 to 12 this year. I'm still optimistic and I'm still really looking forward to this upcoming season. And I know this might be a little early for a Lakers video, 50 days from the start of the season, but I'm so excited. I can't wait for NBA basketball to be back. That's what I live for. So, or not actually. but it's a big part of my life. So I'm really excited for it. And I'm hoping that we have the guts to make different moves, bold moves, in order to put our team and our franchise in the best position to succeed. Because a lot of the fans that I know and I've seen on social media and that I've talked to, they're not wanting another first round exit. As Laker fans, we expect greatness. We always exceed expectations, and we want excellence. So seeing another 8 to 12th finish, first round loss over and over year after year, even if it's only been 2 to 3 years, that just can't happen. And with such a huge market like we have, I think there's ways that we can get back to the 3 to 5 range, potentially even cracking the top 2 in our conference. But before we do that, I think it might just be another lackluster season full of ups and downs, really high highs, really low lows. But I'm excited for the ride. As we get closer to the season, I'll start making more videos. I know NBA 2K25 comes out in like a week or so, so I'll be getting that and doing different simulations and rebuilds and stuff like that. But I'm excited. I'm going to bring a lot more Lakers and basketball, NBA related content to the channel, so stick around for that. Yeah, the next time I see you will probably be in a gaming video, but I'm ready to talk about any NBA topics. Leave them down in the comments. If you have anything that you want me to talk about or touch on, or anything that I didn't touch on, I'm sure I missed a lot of things. I'm just kind of free flowing and ranting and improvising on the spot. But yeah, that's probably it from me. Sorry if this is like all over the place and this video is just doesn't make sense, but that's just what I think. I'm ready for the season to get here, less than 2 months away, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.